Recording with Kerri.
That's all right, it's all good. So we are here today. I thought it would be really fun because I've been mentioning I was going to do a floss toss video all week. I thought it would be amazing to have Kerri's input here as well because, you know, different opinions on color taste, color palettes. It's always really exciting to see what two different people would put on the same fabric.
Caroline, that looks terrible.
No, she's much too polite to say that to me.
Caroline's the mastermind.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. I don't know about that, but you know, guru. Everybody has different preferences. So I thought, and getting it from the woman herself, who dyes all of these beautiful things that we get to play with. So let's flip the camera around, and we'll have a little, tete-a-tete, as it were. Okay. So first up, today is going to be all about. Jacob Modern Folk Embroidery has 4 new charts that have just been released. The first one we've been talking about for the last little while, which is the Song of the Nightingale. This one here. And then we have, we're gonna get around the tripod here. The River. Beautiful monochromatic design. A la Rose, which as soon as Hannah saw this, she just about left work for the day, went home and started stitching. This is next up on her priority list of things to stitch. I think that's absolutely beautiful. And then the last of the 4 new ones is this really sweet pincushion design, Starry Night. Now I think this was originally released in the Winter Book of UK craft supplier Lakeside Needlecraft. It was an exclusive quite a while ago, Jacob says. So he's now released it for everybody to enjoy, everybody else to enjoy who didn't enjoy it the first time. And he has updated the floss list to include Leo&Roxy Floss. Yay. So since I'm showing it to you right now, I'm just going to show you the floss right away. 4 colors. It looks like more, but it's 4 colors. We've got, let me turn this around so we've got a, nope, it's not a white background. Have we got it? Nope, no white backgrounds. Okay, so we'll show it on some linen. We've got some porcelain linen with our stitching that you can see we've started here, Kerri and I. So the colors for Starry Night are lime foam, you can hear Luna snoring underneath the table, Cinderella, creme brulee, and planetarium. Always a favorite, planetarium. That the blue in planetarium is, it's one of my favorites. Love that. So those 4 colors together, which are, I think, an unexpected combination.
Very unexpected.
Yeah.
Unexpected for Jacob.
Yeah.
And just something that I would have.
Yeah.
I would have never thought of putting them together, but wow.
What a combo, right?
Yeah.
They just look
incredible.
Beautiful. So there you go. There's another look at the chart. So we have the physical charts in the shop, and of course you can always find the PDFs available on Jacob's website, www.modernfolkembroidery.com.
I love it when people really dig into the color wheel.
Right? I know. It's inspiring. It's really just a unique combination. Beautiful. Okay. So next, why don't we show them a little bit more of our stitching here? So Kerri and I both started our Song of the Nightingale. Here's another look at the full chart there. And again, PDFs can be found on Jacob's website. We only carry the physical copies of the charts. And this is mine, and this one's Kerri's. Mine is on a 46 count porcelain Leo&Roxy Floss Co linen, and yours is a 40 count. So that's the difference there that you can see between, it's slight, but just the difference between 40 and 46 count. Mine's just a little bit smaller. So there's up close. I am using, well, both Kerri and I are using the colors that Jacob originally chose, which were, you want to tell them what the colors were?
Come on.
You can remember, can't you?
Ochre.
Yep.
Delft.
Very good.
Just navy.
Very good.
Excellent.
Look at you.
Yeah. Whew, that was pressure.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Oh, that relief stitching is easy motif work where you stitch the background is so beautiful.
Yeah. And then you pull back, because I don't have bionic eyes like Caroline. So I use a magnifying glass, and so I'm really up close, but then I pull back and it's like, that's a leaf.
Yeah, yeah. I did that with the birds from Bernard's books. I didn't realize it was an acorn.
Okay.
Until I sat back and I thought, oh, it's the cutest little acorn ever. Yeah. So we thought it would be really fun to give you some ideas if these are not your colors, but you love the chart. Or maybe you've stitched a lot of things in blue lately. I know this design is reminiscent of the Fruit of Plenty cell that he designed.
Oh yeah, the original.
Yeah, which was done in blues.
Yeah.
So if you're maybe a little bit tired of the blues and you love the chart but you want to stitch it in some different colors, we've put together some ideas for you. But not just for this chart, just basically Jacob's charts in general. I feel like they lend really, really well and easily to changing things up to make them your own.
Yeah, that was my first introduction to like not following the recipe. And if you use that hashtag on Instagram and see what people have done with that 2021 Sal.
Yeah. It's inspiring,
it
right?
really is, yeah.
Because you're not sort of painting yourself into a corner. The world is your oyster, really, with color and fabric. So, all right, let's show you some options here. All right, so I have got a massive stack here of the linens that are all in the shop, as well as color choices that both Kerri and I have made. So on top here, we have Portobello. This is a piece of 36 count. I think we still have some 32 count.
Sure.
As well. You don't know what I have in my inventory. And I thought, I hadn't really put the bright pinks on here yet, and I thought if you wanted to stitch Jacob's chart in pinks, this was an amazing combo. So these are Snowy Owl is the white, Flamingo is the medium pink, and then Raspberry Puree for the deep, dark pink. Pink 182 is also a good choice, but I thought Raspberry Puree sort of played more into the warmth of this linen of that color. So those are the three. On Portobello.
Look at it, I'm gonna get fired.
All right, next up, this is Sunrise Sandcastle, or is it Sandcastle Sunrise?
You're testing me and I don't know.
I'm testing you, I'm sorry. I made up the name.
She thinks I'm Hannah. I don't know.
Hannah knows everything. I believe it is Sunrise Sandcastle. Sandcastle Sunrise. It's one of those. It's hard to miss. So
it's pretty though. Where did you get it?
Some lady dyed it. I know. It came out of her dye pots. I put these three colors with it for people who wanted to stitch Jacob's chart in the greens and browns sort of colorway.
I love this. How it like.
I know, right?
Up.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, amazing.
So I believe I've got this linen in pretty much all of the counts left. And the flosses that I picked for this linen were Darkest Sage. That's going to be your darkest, warmest green. And then Sage. So we have 4 sages.
Do we?
Light sage. Do we?
I'm just joking. Now I'm playing with you.
Light sage, sage, dark sage, and darkest sage. So I pulled these two that there was a substantial difference between the two. And then caramel. Your newest dye lot of caramel is delicious.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, really beautiful. So I thought that was a pretty perfect combo for the Nightingale chart.
Yeah. I like it.
Okay, so I'm going to take that off. Actually, let's leave those ones on. And
Did
I
you want me
think
to put
we
that
use
aside?
those again
Okay,
with
I'll just
another
put them
one.
aside.
Yeah. All right, next up is Lentil. And here we have a Caroline and a Kerri choice.
A differing of opinions.
A differing of opinions. I love purple. I love purple and green. And so I thought for something like super bright and modern, if you're a purple lover, this would be my choice. So these three colors are Snowy Owl. Whoops, there we go. Snowy Owl, Grape Soda, and Isn't She Lovely? I like these three together a lot.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so those are my choices. Now, why don't you tell them about yours? I like how you even curled up your floss for your choice.
Well, no, I just took them off your board.
Oh.
And didn't uncurl them. So I could uncurl them, and then I'll recurl them.
That's okay. For space-saving purposes, the floss that's on my floss wall is curled up. Okay.
So I am a big fan of mixing blue and green. So I find that this green is starting to lean towards the blue.
Yeah.
So I like that, and then a nice neutral, and then a pop.
Yeah. I love the warmth of this.
Yes.
Now, let's flip them over and see what we've got here.
Yeah.
All right. Anne. We have an Anne and an Annie. If you're seeing in the floss list, Annie is a slightly lighter version of Anne with an E. We're Canadian. It's Anne with an E. And we've got Antique Wedding Dress. And Dark Sage makes an appearance here.
But not darkest sage.
But not Darkest Sage.
No.
We're saving that. Okay, so that's Lentil.
Now, what's happening here? Oh, do these go back over
That's right. We're going to reuse these guys here. Ta-da!
There we go.
These are the new linens in the shop that Hannah listed in the last week. So this top stack of 3 yards, that's all I have of this particular color. This is it's listed in the shop as Mountainscape. I've got 1 yard of 40 count, 1 yard of 32 count, and 1 yard of 28 count. And those same 3 colors that we put on Sunrise Sandcastle look amazing on this. Just really, really gorgeous. So this is, again, Darkest Sage, Sage, and Caramel. Those 3 colors on there. Just amazing. Okay, next up is another one-of-a-kind linen that I think I've got 4 different counts of this beautiful, beautiful yardage. It is a gray purple. Some of the counts are more mottled than others. I know the 40 count is quite mottled, and it goes into the green tones. Yeah, it's amazing. I think this is the 28. No, that's the 32. 32 has less mottling, but definitely has some of those green tones. And then that is that's 36. And then the 46 is the lightest of the batch. So you can see, I gave you a sneak peek of what's coming up. So these are the colors that we thought were just hit it out of the park. That was the first one that I came up with. So this is Hussy. Hussy's that vibrant purple that's really it's my jam. And then Betty White, because she goes with everything. And then it was Kerri who said, hey, what about Cheshire for a more dark and brooding combination? So Cheshire is a really deep, dark wine purple. You can see the combo of the colors there. Just rich, vibrant purple.
These ones that really pull green.
Yeah, look at that.
Very cool.
Gorgeous. So if you like the darker colors, then Cheshire is a gorgeous match. And if you like a brighter, more modern look, then Hussy is a great combo. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Wait a second. The name of this linen is called Mottled Citizen. I know.
Wow.
Mottled Citizen.
Hannah.
So there we go. All right, next up, you all know and love Pistachio. We have some yardage of a linen that we're calling Rustic Pistachio because it's along the same color lines as Pistachio, but it's much, much more mottled and really shows a great variety of, you know, difference in shading from the greens, the grays, and the sort of rusts, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Sorry.
Agree?
Yeah.
It's okay.
I do agree.
You were distracted by the beauty of the linen.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is the one, this is Kerri's pick. This is all about Kerri. She picked this from start to finish. Now you're gonna notice, yeah, there's 4 colors here. And I know we're talking about a 3-color design, but bear with us here.
But Kerri doesn't listen.
So no, because we only gave 2 colors with the Mottled Citizen, right? But you have to realize that I'm thinking of all of Jacob's charts, all of the monochromatic charts. And let me show you why. Because this is a great example. This is his holiday, Hometown Holiday, I think is the name of the chart. And my friend Neil stitched this design. Actually, this floss, that's Dark Sage. Mm. And
oh, you're not talking to me.
I was talking to you. I'm always talking to you. So this is Dark Sage, and he said, he called me and he said, can I just put a little pop of color in here because I just really want to. And I said, sure, go for it. So in just 3 places, he's added some color in the border, in the tree, and then in the bottom border there.
Love it.
And it adds so much character to it, right? Yeah. To the finish. And really, you could just do that with any of Jacob's pieces. What I do, I'm working on that pillow design with Pippi and South Beach. Yeah. I took a highlighter and I highlighted everything in the chart that I wanted to stitch in the other color, so that you can see it and you can make changes before you stitch it. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I mean, for something like that. Now this, Jacob, I believe, has charted this both ways, both as a relief stitch as well as, you can stitch it either way. You can either stitch the background or you can stitch the design. And so you could stitch it on a different fabric. And his inspiration for that was actually your cherry cobbler fabric.
I was hoping you were going to say that. Yeah.
So what he did was he considered the cherry cobbler linen, which is this beautiful wine color, and then you would stitch the design in like an antique wedding dress or Betty White. I think we decided that, which one? So this is Oyster, and Kerri thought, and I agree, 2 threads of Oyster on this 28 count would be absolutely amazing. And so you would stitch, and because I cut off where I was recording, Betty White on the darker, the higher counts are darker. So the 36 count is a much darker, actually, look at that. This 36 is a little lighter, but it's still darker than the 28. In which case, I think the Oyster is a beautiful choice. It's really, really, really pretty.
Yeah, I think once you go to that 1 thread, you just need a bit higher contrast.
Oyster. So yeah, so if you stitch this on a dark fabric background, then you can just stitch the design itself. Yeah,
and gorgeous. I think he said it reduces it by like 3,000
quite a bit.
Stitches.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous chart. So this linen is called Cherry Cobbler. Now we're throwing around a lot of names and a lot of floss, so I will do my very best to make notes on everything in the drop-down box below, on everything that we've talked about. We'll stick Oyster with that too, yeah. Okay, so next up, Rustic Pistachio. Do you want to tell them a little bit about the colors you picked?
No.
Okay.
No. No, I'm just joking.
You can see them,
love,
right?
I love the bluey greens on green.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I always think that you want 2 tonals, and then you want a light, and then you want a pop.
Yeah.
That's how my mind works. So
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. These
you're pulling
the colors
reds,
of the fabric out into the floss. I don't have these organized by count, but you can see that it's pretty consistent across the yardage. All of the rustic pistachio, I mean, some of them are going to pull a little bit of more color than the other, but they're fairly consistent. Gray, green, rust. Yeah. And then this on the bottom. Oh yeah, that's different. That's different. That's a surprise. So the floss colors that we have that Kerri chose are butter chicken. Yum. Now algae. This is a one-of-a-kind floss, and when it's gone, it's gone. It's all we have. It's pretty perfect with this though. This is With Envy. Green With Envy. And Bellini. So yeah, the algae is the only one of a kind.
Yeah, it is pretty perfect, but I think if it sells out, there are some very close.
We have close ones in this family that you could do a darker version of that. Yeah. But that mix is beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
I like it.
Beautiful. All right.
I was thinking that 4-color chart of Jacob's.
Yes.
But then it's full coverage. So, and then it hides the beautiful.
It hides the linen, right? Yeah. So but those 4 colors would work well in that chart. We saved the newest and the one that we can't stop looking at for last. So this is Kerri's newest linen, and it's called
83 degrees humidity. Snickerdoodle.
It's called Snickerdoodle, and it is gorgeous. So it is, yeah. How would you even describe it? It's like a warm, I don't even know how to describe it. It just pulls tones, so many different tones together. So that was the first floss that I put on it and immediately fell in love. This is Redwood, and it's absolutely perfect for this fabric. So that is Redwood, and then I paired it with some greens. So we've got Asparagus and Arugula. 2 gorgeous greens. So that color combination together there, if you're into browns and greens, and Redwood is a red brown, and those 3 on this fabric would make a stunning nightingale. Mm-hmm. What have you got there?
Oh, I was just seeing the undertones of the gray. Like you could.
Ooh.
That's a little cool, I think, but I think these might be too.
What about plum shade? Yeah, it's going to disappear in a bit.
But yeah, I was thinking like a dark, warm gray. But
these are the yellow greens. Yeah. You could also do, I think the blue greens would look nice on there too, right? Just as a totally different feel. A little bit warmer, right?
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah. Beautiful. Let me just bring that in a little bit.
Oh, that's me squeaking the floor.
Too close. There we go. Yeah. It's amazing how quickly it changes with just like they're greens, right? Yeah. 2 different greens, but it's an entirely different different feel, different flavor. Wow. Yeah. Beautiful. Gorgeous. All right. Well, I think that was all we had for today.
Really? Okay, I thought we had something else, but I think that's
these yards are just sort of a sample of. Yeah. We have a fair bit of this in stock.
My goodness, look at this.
I know.
Get put this, even that. Oh yeah.
Those 3 flosses on any of the Snickerdoodle is going to look amazing. I think that this combo, I don't know, I'd be hard pressed because I like the Sunrise Sandcastle version as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's a lot of options here if you want to stitch this design and you don't want to stitch it on a light colored linen or with blues.
Yeah.
There's lots here. So that's it for us today. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great weekend. Happy stitching, everyone. Take care. We'll see you Monday.